How's it going today, Jera? I'm Jera Sky. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button before you leave today. New Year's resolution time, right? So let's talk about how to get debt free. First off, if you do have debt, you need to just fuck off everything that you think that you know about money, because if you have debt, you don't know shit about money. You just gotta accept it. You have to accept the fact that you are bad with money. It's okay. It's not your fault. Those exact words are some of the words that helped me so much when I was going through all of my issues with money. Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of debt. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I think we're going on, it might be closer to 5 now, I had about $30,000 worth of debt. And that was after a year of accrual where at the beginning of the year I actually only had about $12,000 worth of debt, and due to compound interest it turned into $30,000. Paying the minimums, it said some of them were like, it's gonna take you 36 years to pay this off, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I decided to stop doing everything that I had been doing that year, because that was not the way. Clearly that was not the way to get out of debt, because all that was happening is I was starting to accrue more and more debt. When I moved to Los Angeles, I had $4,000 worth of debt. I even had $4,000 in my savings account, and I didn't just pay off my debt then because I was afraid of needing that cash. That was so fucking dumb. You don't understand how you will process, how you will work, how you will function when you are debt-free. The choices you make when you are debt-free are way different than if you already have debt and then you're like, well, fuck it, I already have debt. You make stupider choices. Trust me, it's a fact. I've done it. I've been there. I am you. I was you before. This is where you can be now. If you choose to say, all right, I give up. I accept that I know nothing about money. Like, everything I know is wrong. If I knew stuff about money, I would have more money. I wouldn't have debt. Just accept it. It's one of the first issues with somebody who, say, has an alcohol problem, right? They have to accept, because the first thing you fight, that denial. You have to accept that you have a fucking problem, because you do. It's not your fault. You're put into a system that is made to get you into debt, so you contribute to society how they want you to contribute to society, by working, by wanting to have a house and wanting to have a car, and wanting to have that white picket fence. And if you don't have it and other people have it, you want it and you feel worse, and you gotta keep up with everybody else. They want you to feel like that. Fuck that. Okay, so after you've accepted the fact that you fucked up, one, and that you don't know fucking shit about money, congratulations, you're on the way to becoming debt-free. Now you're gonna watch as many videos as possible, videos or read books. If you're not reading, you're never going to get inside the mind of a rich person if you're not reading constantly. Being smarter, knowing more about the world, knowing more about other people's experiences and how they have functioned inside of the world will allow you to make different decisions in regards to money. You will see money differently. You'll see it as a tool, thing you can use to get what you want, to create the amazing things that you want to create, not as something that you don't have enough of. There's plenty of money to go around. It's your mentality. The more you know, the more open you are, the more positive you are about money, the more positively money will have a positive impact on your life. So you're gonna watch a bunch of videos, you're gonna read some books, start learning more about stuff, about what is going on in your specific situation. Google the exact thing you are going through. I don't have enough to make my minimum payments. You can call credit card companies. You can ask them to lower your APR. I've tried this. It didn't work for me, but I do know other people that have tried it and it worked for them. If you have a lot of issues with credit, report stuff, I would say go to Brandon's channel. That's like what we do over there on that channel. Is all to do with all that sort of area. You need help with, fixing your credit score and everything. And there's some things in there you might learn about that you didn't know were true. Okay, and now the task at hand. The only way you're going to get yourself out of debt is a couple of ways. You either have to make more money, you have to make more sacrifices, or you're gonna have to declare bankruptcy, because we're not gonna count on winning the lotto, okay? So, make more money. How can you make more money? You gotta hustle your fucking ass off. There are so many ways to make money. So many ways to make money now. If you are not finding a way to pull in some extra income very easily, you're not trying very hard, because it is so fucking simple. I literally, when I was in debt, the year before I went bankrupt, I would go around, we would drive around in the neighborhood, or even walking around in the neighborhood, because I was in a neighborhood that had a lot of people moving a lot of apartment buildings. A lot of people would put stuff out on the side of the curb. This is risky though. I'm telling you, it's risky, but you gotta take some risks if you want big rewards. Bring free stuff back into my house. I would list some of that stuff for like $5 on Craigslist. So freaking cheap. Why? Because everybody can afford a $5 product. And a lot of the stuff that I was finding on the street was maybe like a little broken that I could fix, or not broken at all that I could totally sell. And then some of it even, because I'm a painter, because I know how to paint and I make art and stuff, I painted some of the furniture and I sold it that way for a bigger markup. Get creative, people. Use your skills. What are you good at? What can you do? Good at crafting, you can craft some shit out of the stuff you find on the side of roads and make something that's useful to somebody. Or just make it prettier that makes it useful to somebody. Honestly, you could take a chair that you find on the side of the road and paint it a bright, colorful color, and chances are you're gonna sell that chair. Because people love color. Because it looks unusual, it's different. Hell, you don't even have to paint it. Try to sell it first the way it is. There's easy money to be made. That is one of the easiest ways to make money. Another way that I made money. Me and Brandon literally were eating food out of a dumpster. There's this documentary, it's called Dive, D-I-V-E, exclamation point. And it's all about how there is so much, like half the food that we create gets thrown into the garbage. A lot of stores will just throw it in the trash. Now, in Hollywood, they lock up a lot of the dumpsters because of homeless people here and everything, and it's just fucking bullshit. Just give the food away. I've even been to Whole Foods and talked to the guy and asked him, because he had a whole bunch of bananas, and I was like, what are you gonna do with all those bananas? And he was like, well, we donate a lot, but we still throw a ton of it away. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Just give it away to give it away. Stop being, this is so stupid that we're not eating the food that we're spending all this time creating and killing the animals that we are killing and then not feeding people with them. So we watched that documentary about how much food was thrown away. We were able to find one dumpster where they were throwing away food, and we just found, one of the nights we found a whole giant just trash filled with organic vegetables in their bags, like packaged organic vegetables. I had vegetables for like a week and ate mostly vegetables that week because they were free. I don't eat a lot of bread, especially then I was having a lot more issues with my allergies and everything, and I couldn't eat it at all. Breads, rolls, croissants, cookies, so easy to find, so easy to come by. And is all the food good? No, of course not. But you will be surprised at how much shit you can find free. And I had one month, I think I spent $20 on food one of the months, because I also couponed. That was another way I did a lot of money saving. I also don't think it was the best because you're eating a lot of processed foods, but hey, you gotta make some sacrifices to get where you want to be, right? If you do it for a few months, save yourself a couple $100, maybe you pay down one of your debts. Couponing, go to couponaholic.com. There's a lot of couponing hacks you can learn. Get free coupons, print them out on your computer, all kinds of stuff. You buy a case at Whole Foods, you get a 10% discount. There's savings to be had everywhere. Just have to know how to find it. You can go to the site Gift Card Granny. If you buy your groceries at like a bigger box store at Target or at Costco or say like a Ralph's or probably even Whole Foods, you can go on there and buy gift cards at a discounted price, so you actually come out ahead. And for a while, even my phone bill was at Virgin Mobile. I could buy Best Buy cards at a discounted rate. And then with the Best Buy card, that's where I would buy the top-up cards for my phone. And I would literally save like $5 a month on every single one of my phone bills. And my bill was $35 a month, so saving $5 was a massive savings. And sure, it's a little bit more of a hassle, but it has to do with how much are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to do? If you're not willing to do all this, you could go bankrupt. I mean, fucking do that and then learn how to keep your money so you never go back in debt. But just because of compound interest and not paying stuff off quick enough in the way that it was, like it works, I still can't figure out the math of it. At the end of the year, I had $28,000 worth of debt. At the end of the year, then I was like, I can't make my minimum payments anymore. Gotta tap out, and I went bankrupt. But I know people who have gone bankrupt multiple times and not been able to keep themselves out of debt. I have been debt-free. We're going on 5 years now. So I learned my lesson. So if you want to know about money, I mean, this is the place, because I've been on your side, been my fault. I made the mistakes. I fucked up my shit. It's also not your fault in a way because you weren't taught about money. So other ways that you can make more money. Fiverr is a fucking easy place to make money because there's a built-in need for people to want to buy shit. And you could put, the weirder the gig you put on there, the more money you can make. Putting up some normal stuff of like, oh, do this, I'll write you some stuff, I'll write you blog posts and that. Actually, that might actually do pretty well, but there's a lot more competition. If you think of something really weird, you're gonna make more money because you're the only one offering it. Like I said, I did art. I used the website's fineartamerica, which you can list, I think, up to 35 images for free and then sell prints of them. There is Redbubble, which you can upload unlimited images and sell your stuff on t-shirts, notebooks, mugs, everything. There's Society 6, which is basically the same as Redbubble, but a little bit classier-ish, and make your money. And you're gonna have to let stuff go cheaper. That's why I would pull stuff off the street, because it was easier. I wasn't attached to it at all. It was easier for me to sell my stuff for $5. Everything that I listed for $5 on Craigslist, I sold. It was a piece of cake. I don't think I had anything I listed for $5 that I didn't sell. $5 is a great number to sell stuff up. $5. That's also why that website Fiverr works so well. $5 is easy for anybody to swallow. Everybody can come up with $5. Hell, I was sitting at 7-Eleven. Brandon was buying a freaking lottery ticket today because Powerball is up to like $500 million or something. $500 million? Yeah, because $440 million. I watched two people get money for free doing nothing, just begging. I mean, if you gotta do that, go out on the street. do that hustle. Do some tricks, do the robot dance on the street, whatever skills you got. Again, you got to get more creative if you need money. You have to get more creative. There's no excuse for you to be having such a hard time. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. It's going to be hard. But it's like, what do you want? Do you want to be in debt forever and feeling this way forever? Or do you want the feeling of no debt and see what happens there? Because you don't know what that life is like because you haven't lived it. Or maybe you have. Maybe as a kid, like, parents weren't rich, but they had some money, and you felt what it was like to be a kid. Because that's kind of, I feel like now. I do have responsibilities, but I do whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want to do it, because that's how the way I've created my life. I'm a gangster, yo! So these are the sacrifices. You have to either continue making the same money and make sacrifices. You need to cut out, like, all your vices, your caffeines, your sugars, you smoke. If you spend money when you go out with friends, have friends over to your house. You've got to get more creative with the things that you are doing if you want to get out of debt. What are the things that you like? I've personally now on the minimalist journey too. That's why I very much advocate for minimalism, you know, because that helped change my entire life around. Because I stopped buying things that I didn't need. I don't have any furniture right now. And it's okay. Sometimes is it inconvenient? Yes, of course. But is getting to go on a trip around the world worth it? Yeah, I think that was totally worth not having a super nice couch, a super nice bed, a super nice TV, a super nice car. Yeah, trip around the world? Fuck yeah. There's also sites you can use like eBay, Etsy. You can sell stuff on there. Again, it depends on what you're selling. But there's a market for everything that you're selling. Everything you're trying to get rid of. Facebook. Your Facebook friends. Like groups on Facebook that you belong to or whatever is a great place to find people that might need things that you are selling. And they're local. Come get it. Easy. Some other ways you can come up with the money to pay off your debts. Ask for help from family or friends. Literally ask for money. I would not say, oh, I will pay you back if you were trying to pay off the debt, because you're just changing one debt for another debt. See if anybody wants to give you money. Maybe they do. Maybe they want to help you out. Because I think it's worse to owe, say, a friend or family member money than to owe Bank of America, fucking Chase. Fuck them. That's a big company. They write off the debt, and then they send you to debt collectors. Your family and friends are people that you care about. You should be worried about the debts that you owe to them. So if you ask for money, be like, this is charity. You're probably never going to see this money again. Just flat out tell them, and they'll appreciate the honesty. And they might not give you money, but hey, at least you were honest. Okay, I just remembered a couple more things while I was editing the video, and I wanted to add in here of ways you can cut back to save money. Things you might not even have thought of. When our TV broke, our TV was unplugged, and then our freaking electricity bill went down like $40 a month. And we were like, holy shit, we were paying $40 a month just to have the TV just ready to be turned on at any moment during the month, which was crazy. And so after we saw that happen on our electricity bill, the next one, well, I think it was $40, so it was like $20 a month. So it was costing, because our bill was every 2 months. So then after we noticed that, we started unplugging everything. We unplugged everything in the house that we had, and we still had a lot of stuff at that point because I was still midway in my minimalism process. And then our freaking electricity bill went in half, and then we were able to maintain that. So we ended up saving a good, it was something like $70 a month or something, $70 or $80, something like that. It was insane, an insane amount of money on our electricity just by doing that. And another thing you can do is stop using the heat, stop using the AC, wear more clothes, wear less clothes. Easy, 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 easy. But I just want to share the electricity thing because it's kind of crazy if you actually try it, monitor it, and see what happens, how much money you could save. Okay, so you've done your hustling, you're doing your stuff, you're getting money, you're figuring it out. What do you do now, though, to get debt paid down faster? What you're gonna do is you're gonna pay down the stuff that is the smallest. Does that seem counterintuitive? Yes, it does, because you're like, wouldn't you want to pay down the stuff with the highest APR? Sure. This is the thinking behind this. If you can pay off the stuff that is smaller, pay that off quicker. Now, say you have 3 bills here. We'll just say, we'll make it easy. We'll have 3 bills here. This one is a $10 a month minimum payment. This one's $15 a month minimum payment. And this one's, say, $50 minimum payment. So the $10 a month is actually your biggest one. $15 one, say this is your smallest bill. And then the $50 one is like in the middle. So you pay down this debt. So now this $15 you have, you can get started working on this one, this chunk, because now you'll have 10, 15, 50, 10, 25, so that's $75 a month, say minimum. When this one's gone, now you have only $60 that you have to pay off. But now you can attack this one better. So you have more money to attack this debt with. Then you can pay that off faster. Then we attack the last one. And then see when you pay off that one, then you'll have that $75 to put to the one that you were only paying $10 a month to. And that's how you can pay it off faster. And not only that, when you pay off a debt, you don't know how fucking incredible it feels. It feels so good to that freedom. Another thing I would urge you to do, if you are trying to pay off your debt, is to take a bankruptcy course. Now, when I went bankrupt, these were required, but I learned a lot about money, what I thought about money, and a lot of it was wrong. Like how much you're supposed to spend on rent a month and all the things like that, which I was just like, what? They do cost some money. They are pretty cheap. I would say do one. Look it up and do one. Try it out. Take the test. Take the class. You'll learn a lot about money and you'll just have a better understanding of what you're getting yourself into. I think it's important. I think that's some of the schooling that we should have in school that we don't, because they don't fucking care. So a little recap of like the things that I did was couponing a lot, learning a lot about that, hacking, how to get food for free and everything. Oh, there's another thing called Buzz Agent, BZZZ Agent. You can get free food from there. You just have to review it. I've done that, gotten free food. I wasn't vegan then, so I literally pulled shit off the streets into my house, home, and sold it. Sometimes I would even see stuff on Craigslist for free, go pick it up, and then resell it. Me and Brandon went and got this rug for free from this guy in this really nice apartment, and it was like some like $200 rug, and we ended up selling it for $80. He gave it to us for free, and then we sold it for $80 on Craigslist. So you just have to be willing to do the hustle. I ate out of dumpsters for a month. I didn't do it very long because I didn't want to be in a dumpster all the time. But it's easier in more rural places. If you're a place where the grocery stores just chuck out the stuff, it's so much easier. If you make friends with some of the grocery people, maybe they'll leave it nicely next to the dumpster instead of in the dumpster for you. You can always talk to them, ask. You have to humble yourself quite a bit if you want to get yourself out of debt. And you have to stop caring what other people think about you. If people aren't thinking that you're crazy, fucking weird, strange, bizarre, you're probably not on the way to becoming debt-free. You have to do some insane shit to get out of debt because it's an insane system that has put us there. Gotta do just as crazy shit to get back out of it. It's either that or live your entire life in debt and never doing all the things that you want. I almost genuinely feel that people who have a lot of debt never get to do the things that they want. The more debt-free you are, even if you do have debt later on in life, if it's more strategic and it's more, say buying a house that you actually rent out and it's like a passive income, is a lot different kind of debt than the debt most of us have running around right now. So that's why when people ask me, how can I afford the things that I afford, I fucking sacrificed a lot of my dignity, my self-worth, my everything. I gave up. I did whatever. Fucking man, I ate out of the dumpster, whatever. I did what I had to fucking do to get here, to live in this nice luxury apartment. People aren't willing to do the things that I've done. I guarantee you, most of the people wouldn't do them. And there are other ways. You don't have to do what I've done, but nobody should ever make me feel bad about where I'm at in life, because I fucking sacrificed a lot to get here. And if you aren't willing to sacrifice for your dreams, for your life, for your want to get out of your debt, you're not gonna get out of debt. Sacrifice, educate, hustle, give it everything you got. You're gonna have to sacrifice some sleep probably. At least learning, growing, changing, being creative. Think outside that fucking box. What are ways you could make easy money to chip away at your debt? You can do it. You can think about it. I'm not smarter than you. We're all so fucking smart in our very different ways. You guys got a lot in you, a lot of creativity in you that you can figure it out. Different Google searches. We all search different Google things. We all search different stuff on YouTube. You can find the answer. You can find the inspiration anywhere. But you have to accept that you fucked your shit up. And you have to accept that it isn't your fault. It is your fault, but it isn't your fault. But you can change it. You can change things because all it requires is more education. Educate yourself, you will get out of debt. Sacrifice things, you will get out of debt. Hustle harder, you'll get out of debt, man. Alright, and last but not least, if you've done all this, you've tried really hard, the debt is increasing, can't figure out your way out of it. There is a reason that bankruptcy exists. There is no shame in going bankrupt. You may feel ashamed, but I promise you, there's nothing to be ashamed about. You weren't taught about money. You didn't know. It's okay to admit defeat. It is okay to admit that you can't pay it off. And it's okay to accept that it's just gonna disappear and that you can have a fresh start at life. It's okay to take that fresh start. In fact, I think more people should take it. Instead, they continue to get themselves further and further into debt. And then they get their families further and further into debt. And then they put it onto their kids and get their kids further into debt. Instead of being like, you know what, reset, this shit is fucking... No, we're going to restart the game and we're going to start playing the game all over again. That is an option. And it's a great option and you should take advantage of it. If it exists, use it. That's why it exists. It is scary. But if we know anything in life, doing the scariest thing probably is the best thing for you. This sense of relief that came after I paid my lawyer, filed all the paperwork, and then went to court and it got approved. I can't tell you the sense of relief that I had no idea how much weight had been on me for so many years. And it felt so good. It felt amazing to not feel tied down anymore. To feel like that I could actually have a life and that my life wasn't over. Because your life isn't over. Money isn't everything. Don't let it be everything. Give yourself a reasonable amount of time that you think is achievable to pay off that debt. And if by the end of that, you're nowhere near closer to paying off that debt, it may be time to tap out. If you're not all the way there, but you gotten there, hey man, a little bit more time and then you're done. Don't go bankrupt unless you have to. I mean, I wouldn't go bankrupt for $10,000. It's just, I thought it at about 30 was I was like, when it said 36 years of my life, I was like, no, you're not going to steal that away from me. You're not going to steal 36 years of my life, and I can never have any other issues. I can never go into any sort of debt again, and I can have nothing else go wrong for 36 years in order to pay this shit off. No fucking way. Done. Tap me out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just know there is options. There's always options for you. Ask for help. Don't know where to start. Ask for help. I know a lot of people personally who have been like, oh yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this debt and this and that. And then I see them out hanging out with friends, partying, spending money at restaurants. And I'm like, what? You have the money. You clearly have the money. You're just choosing to not deal with your problems. There's still free ways to have fun. You can still have fun for free. You're going to have to be a little weird in front of your friends. But if they're not okay with you being weird, not wanting to spend money, then fuck them. Fuck anybody that isn't supportive of you trying to bust your ass out of a tough situation. Don't let the assholes bring you down. Do what you gotta do. Be proud of yourself for being a fucking adult and dealing with your problems. Even if it is, say, being like, I give up, I can't do this, I'm declaring bankruptcy. Yeah, that's a very adult thing to do, instead of just accruing more debt and being like, afraid to deal with any of it. That's childish. And once you get it all paid off, or you declare bankruptcy and you have that freedom, stay out of debt. Seriously, the education doesn't stop there. You don't just give up and be like, oh, well, I'm debt free, whatever, la la la. Keep educating yourself on money. Continue. It's the only way you're going to keep yourself out of debt. Spend less than you make. Invest in things. Be sure to have fun, because you're going to spend your whole life not having any fun. Come on. It's the point of life. It's to have fun. Alright guys, I hope you liked this video on how to get debt free. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Put any tips you have for getting debt free down below. If you have any other questions about how to get debt free, definitely put them down in the comment section below. Subscribe before you leave. I'm Jera Sky. Sky's the limit. Woo! A positive impact. I would bring my hats. Okay, so now, gonna unload.